everybody, and how you doing? This guy today, we're coming to you from Huntington Beach once again. We are surf fishing. I can't seem to get the time to go and float tube. I'm constantly having things to do in the afternoons, in the earlier afternoon with my family and everything. So we just have a couple hours, so we're coming over here to Huntington Beach to go and fish a little bit. Today we are once again using the Sharky. We're using the Sharky with the Californian 905-2S. This is a super awesome rod. It's very lightweight. The handles, graphite or carbon. Really nice stuff. And it's loaded up with some old 25-pound braid that normally I use in the tube. I've got 6-pound Iser line as a shock leader. And then I've tied that to a swivel with a 1/2-ounce weight, a Carolina rig. And the leader is 6-pound fluorocone, which is like a mono fluoro carbon from casting again. And we're just out here seeing if we can find any perch. It's the rising tide. I didn't actually realize that today was daylight savings or daylight saving time. And I lost an hour of sleep, but shoot, we're out here, we're having some fun. And got here early, so get here for the high tide. It's gonna be awesome. But for now, let's get back to fishing. Talk to you soon. Bye. This seems like a tiny little perch right here. Yep. Just a little guy. This little Sharky guy. And he's out of here. So let's take a look at what's happening here. It is a little bit windy, so we're seeing a lot more waves. But when I'm looking out, I'm having a harder time to identify where the little troughs are, right? Where the little holes are. But right over here, if you can see it with the camera, you can see the water is just swirling around a little bit different. And see how the white foam is kind of horseshoeing around this area? Hopefully you guys can see that. Horseshoeing around this area, the troubled waters. That's what I'm really trying to get into there. So really just having my bait kind of drift into that area. I don't cast directly into that area. I actually cast the side of it and see my the current is actually bringing me over there. So hopefully with any luck, we're gonna go and tag some fish in the little pool right there, little hole. There we go. I let my line sink into that and keeping it tight so I can feel something. Hopefully, little bites here and there. There we go. Another baby. Hopefully you saw that. The king of the nursery rod baiting. Another little guy right on the very bottom of his mouth. Whoops. Not going to be a jackpot, but that's okay. We're out here having fun. And I am enjoying the sensitivity. There we go. Another little guy. And we'll send him on his way. So another thing I'm just using the Gulp Camo. Kind of the same old standard. And I know that some of you guys might look at that hook and say, yeah, that's awfully big. It's really what I prefer to use nowadays. It is an AB bait holder. It's a lightweight, long shank bait holding hook. it's made by owner and it's harder to find. It's one of the harder ones to find, but really, if you could find them, just buy a couple packs. I really enjoy them. I buy them in a size, I think size 6 if I remember right, but I'm gonna see if I can find a size 8. I like them a lot because not only do they hold the bait really nice and straight, but also because the fish, when they bite them, they don't just swallow it all the way down. You always tag them on the mouth, which is, I like that a lot. So I kill a lot less fish. I've only really gut hooked. I don't know, it happens every now and again, but with those baby bait holders, that just seems to be like they cut down on that. So you can just do an easy release like what I just did right now. Almost like a jig hook with the spotties. You just kind of hold the fish and just you can pull it right out because it's right there at the mouth. I might miss some bites because, I don't know, the hook is a little bit bigger. But I'm going to try to make sure that little hook is gets down a little bit. And all I did was I just shot right into the area here, the back end of that hole. And I'm fishing that hole from the side. I'm not fishing it from directly in front of it. I just think that hitting from the side is actually just a little bit better. Only because it kind of just like, the bait just kind of like falls in, you know, the whole Carolina rig just kind of like drops in there. And who knows, maybe that's helping. I don't know if I'm doing it right, but we're having some fun. And it's kind of a dance with the line. You got to keep that line tight at all times. You got to make sure you feel it, but not so much to where you're actually dragging in your line yourself. You're not reeling in your line. So all I do is I'm constantly bringing my rod up till I get a little bit of tension and then reeling it down, almost like I'm getting a fish, but it's like a dance to me, where I'm just kind of always keeping tension on that line and making sure that I'm where I want to be and I'm not actually pulling in the line before the fish have a chance to get on it. So I think I'm actually on the other side of this. I don't think that was a very good cast because I think I'm on the other side of it, and the current's bringing me out of where I want to be. So I will straighten out my line. I'll see where it is, and then if it's not where I think I want to be, I'll go to the other side of it. So yeah, my bait was actually over here somewhere when I wired in. Again, the surface is a little bit rougher today. Just a little bit. There we go, another one. A little bit bigger. Oh, I think it came off. Unless it's, yeah, it came off. That's okay. Pretty good bite right there. This is one of the reasons why I like to use AB bait holders. Unfortunately, it didn't work this time. I guess it just helps a lot less, but I had a short bite, right? The fish must have bit on the back end of the bait where the hook wasn't there. So I had it on there. I felt like I had it on there. It was a pretty nice one, but actually it was just biting on. So once it released, it just kicked off the hook. But the longer shank, because I'm trying to get farther in, almost 3/4 of the way into the sandworm or wherever I'm using, in order to make sure that hook gets into the fish. A little bit of a different spot right here, but I have a hole in front of me and I'm trying to fish it. I switched up the color a little bit. I think I got a little, maybe a medium size. Ah, baby. Probably just a baby again. Yeah, a lot of babies out here today. I switched up the color to New Penny. This little guy decided to come and play. Little guy. Little guy. Out of here. Plenty of little guys out here today. Alright, so finishing off with this brief session over here at Huntington Beach. It's cold. The wind is up. It's really been kicking up a little bit since I've been here, and it's just a really cold wind. The good news is that the water temperature is actually warming up. So water is probably about 60, 61 degrees when I'm touching it and feeling it around. So it's going to be out of wader season very soon, which I love, because right now I'm bundled up. Like I said, the wind is really cold, so I'm double bundled up with my my jacket, my vest, and my waders on. And for the majority of the day, I had my hood on here just to keep some of that wind off of me and to keep me a little bit warmer. But yeah, so I've just been hanging out with my Californian rod, Sharky, and I talked about the AB bait holder earlier. This is what I was talking about, that light wire stuff that we're talking. It just seems to hold the baits on there a little bit better and helps the bait straighten out and keep on in the area. And it also makes it easier for me to take the hook out of their mouth, which is always a big problem. But ultimately, we had a good day. We had 5 fish on. I've been here for about 2 hours. But they're all babies. They're all small ones. So maybe in a couple months, month and a half or so, they're going to be nice fighters. At any rate, we're out of here. Hopefully, some of the stuff I talked about today helped. Walking around, there's a few more people coming on the beach. Not many surfers though, so it's a good thing. I was fishing the incoming tide. I think high tide today is about 10 o'clock, 10:15 or something like that down here. And yeah, the shore pound started to get a little bit crazy. The wind and the cold are just taking me off. And also I've got tons of other stuff to do today. Hopefully you found something interesting. If you have a better setup, let me know in the comments below. And yeah, I'm sorry, I got the Sharky all sandy up. It just fell and it landed in the sand. So again, I don't really care. But hopefully it's something I'm talking about. But anyways, if you have any comments, go ahead, leave them below. Like, subscribe, do all that kind of fun stuff. We'll talk to you soon. All right, bye.